Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight for our Village of Alsip board meeting. Today is July 1st, 2024, and we're going to call this meeting in order at 7:30 p.m. Can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Dalzell?
Here.
Trustee Juarez-Mendoza is absent. Trustee McGawhorn?
Here.
Trustee Murphy?
Here.
Trustee Navas-Barza is absent. Trustee Preda?
Here.
Mayor Ryan?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Please join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Certainly, I want to welcome everybody here tonight to join us celebrating a special moment tonight as we promote a new fire department lieutenant this evening. I want to thank, you can't see it on camera, we YouTube all of our meetings, so you guys look great. The camera's faced on the board here, so if you ever want to go back to this, you can go on YouTube and you can watch this again then too. So again, this evening, in attendance, we got a majority of our fire department. Thank you for everybody for coming out tonight. That's wonderful with some of your families. And I want to thank the Police and Fire Commission as well for helping qualify tonight's instance. Before we get started, I want to read just a short bio that I asked the fire chief for tonight. We want to recognize and promote firefighter paramedic Sean McNamee to the position of lieutenant this evening. So, Sean, congratulations getting this far yet, too. Thank you. And thank you for certainly serving our community as well as you do and stuff then, too. Thank you. We want to say that Sean began his career with the Alsip Fire Department in July of 2002. Sean has been married to his wonderful wife, Jeannie, since 2003 and has one son, Hugh. Sean has been a very active member with the fire department. Sean has been in the Fire Prevention Bureau as a fire inspector for over 15 years and has been an investigator since 2015. Sean has also been a physical therapist, working for over 30 years at Christ Hospital. And Sean Cheap put this in. He says that Sean loves to be involved in firehouse humor, and your favorite cookie is a chocolate chip. His words, not mine, Sean. Yeah, thank you. So I'd like to go out of order on our agenda this evening. Trustee Murphy, this is under your committee. If you would, please, if you can speak to number 1 on your agenda item.
Sure. Administering the oath of office for the promotion of Sean McNamee to fire lieutenant.
Thank you. Sean, could you join me up in front here and we'll swear you in? Sean, I'm sorry, Firefighter McNamee. For the record, the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners of the Village of Alsip wish to acknowledge the following. Whereas the Board of Fire and Police Commissioners certify that Sean McNamee is hereby appointed to the rank of lieutenant in the Fire Department of the Village of Alsip, Illinois, this date, July 1st, 2024. And it was acknowledged by both the chairperson, Tom Dwyer, and the secretary, Kevin O'Connell. If you would, please, if you raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Sean McNamee, do solemnly swear.
I, Sean McNamee, do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
that I will support the Constitution of the United States,
The Constitution of the State of Illinois.
the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
And municipal ordinances of the Village of Illinois. It should be of the Village of Alsip.
and municipal ordinances of the Village of Alsip,
That I will faithfully discharge the duties of a lieutenant of the fire department
that will faithfully discharge the duties of the Lieutenant of the Alsip Fire Department
for the Village of Alsip, Illinois, according to the best of my ability.
for the Village of Alsip of Illinois for the best of my ability.
Very good. Congratulations.
I thought we were going to do a duet.
Yep.
Get over here. Good.
Okay, so here's my thing. When you do, is there anything to qualify that number?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get it.
Stickers.
Good thing to get a chocolate fixture.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
There's probably something, you had a bunch of onions on my hot dog tonight.
Right.
I have something to tell that.
Nobody's touching the Alvin Joys. There you go. That'll do it.
You guys have candy over there?
I am, sir.
Got a whole drawer full.
For the wrappers?
I haven't eaten dinner yet.
Neither have I.
Could be it.
All right, I'll take a Reese. Thank you.
Over the road?
No,
You must be on diet. I can see it.
It's protein. It has the peanut butter. There you
Right.
go.
Good.
Thank you. We'll continue with our meeting. We took a short recess there for photos with the fire department. So again, we congratulate firefighter Sean McNamee as our new fire lieutenant. Is Lieutenant Firefighter Sean McNamee. Starting with our board reports, we'll start with mine tonight. Number one on your agenda, we were notified last week that the Cook County Clerk has reported that the Village of Alsip's 2003 equalized assessed value increased by 34.21% from the previous year, where properties in Alsip were assessed at $835,589,144, as opposed to the year before, 2022 evaluation of $622,615,824. And then finally, the 2023 tax rate is 1.874%, which is a decrease of 22% from the prior year's rate of 2.4%, let's say. The 2003 tax levy was $15,658,940.56. And that's all I have to report on this evening. We'll go to our clerk's report. Clerk Harding.
Thank you, Mayor. I have the presentation and approval of the June 24th, 2024 board meeting minutes, and that is all I had, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Next, we have the attorney's report. We have Joe Kanker with us. Joe?
No report, Your Honor.
Okay. Thank you. Engineer's report. Mike, I know he was absent. Did you have something for him?
Yeah, I just wanted to provide a couple updates on projects. The water main replacement on 116th and 117th from Joe Ellis to Colon is set to begin next week, July 8th.
Okay.
And then also the Safe Routes to School sidewalk project is scheduled to begin next week as well on the 8th.
Okay, so 7/8 start for the 116th Street, and then Safe Routes to School is going to start when, Mike?
Next week, the 8th also.
Oh, okay, same time, all right.
And then one last thing, we received notification from IDOT. They're looking to resurface Pulaski Avenue next year between 103rd to 123rd Street. Jeff and I have been coordinating with them with regards to the crosswalks and the corners, because they are going to be making those more up to ADA compliance. So the sidewalk approaches may change slightly on those corners, but the paver bricks will remain intact surrounding them.
Okay. Mike, any chance we can extend that an extra 4 blocks? Because we got the construction coming the other way from 159th to 127th, so we're going to have a gap then between 123rd and 127th.
Yeah, so the bridge is technically Cook County from 123rd to 127th, so White County's not looking to do that
Okay.
further on.
Bridge?
Bridge, yeah, I mean, I don't know. when
So but you started off saying the state or the county is doing 103rd?
IDOT is doing 103rd to 123rd.
All right, so I will be reaching out to the county to see if I can put something together with them. That seems ridiculous, that we're going to come both ways and leave 4 blocks short
Yeah.
and stuff yet, too. Okay.
Mayor, I recall that we were in a meeting with CDOT, and they shared that the bridge was IDOT's jurisdiction. So I'm not sure where the confusion kind of
Yeah.
lies.
I think it did belong to IDOT at one time, but county, that's who we call for issues on the bridge.
And you know, I'll get that ironed out, because the county, IDOT recently, even when we had our village-wide cleanup day, it's just the timing was good, bad, or indifferent. They had, the state had a contractor out there picking up garbage and fixing things on the bridge, as well as, I've seen pothole, I was out talking to the guys out in front of the AT&T building over there and stuff, so it seems like IDOT maybe fell on it if they shouldn't have, but I will talk to the state. I've got a pretty good relationship with everybody at IDOT right now, so let me, even if I have to reach out to Secretary Osman, I'll do what I can to find out who can do what to address those last 4 blocks, because that seems silly we're not doing it. and stuff,
I
so.
agree.
Okay.
Mike, I had a quick question. Your Safe Routes to School over by Hazel Green, somebody asked me, that's why I'm asking, you guys sent out letters that the sidewalks are going in on LeClaire. The letter says it's going on the west side of the street. Is it going on the west, or is it going on the east?
So the letter that originally went out was a mistake. A new letter went out today.
Okay.
Correcting it.
That's what I
The
said.
east
It's
side-
probably a typo, but
yeah,
I'll double
The
check.
east side is receiving the sidewalks.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Very good. Anything else, Mike?
No, that's it.
Okay, thanks. Public forum, did anybody in the audience wish to address the board tonight? Sir, come on up.
Hi, my name is Steve McGrath. Thank you for allowing me the opportunity to speak. I have 4 issues I'd like to have addressed. Good seeing you in office. I'm sure you appreciate the vote. Good seeing you there, man.
Thanks.
Unfortunately, about a month ago, I was verbally assaulted by a illegal immigrant, and I called the Oak Lawn Police Department to have this addressed. They rapidly expedited the order and went there. They called me back and informed me that it was not in their jurisdiction. I'm specifically speaking about the people panhandling at the corner of 111th and Cicero, the southwest side of the street. They find that corner particularly favorable, and I was going to have the police department, Alsip Police Department, deal with it. I'm an Alsip citizen, but I was going to have them do it. But since you guys have limited resources, not such a massive police force, I thought it just wouldn't be efficient or take away from something else. So I decided to just pursue it in this matter. Should any of the trustees have issues regarding the welfare of those illegal immigrants, I strongly suggest that they pursue legislation to change the laws, but I would like, until then, have the laws enforced, these people removed. They're leaving garbage, trash out there. They have a number of children with them in a high-traffic thoroughfare. It's not safe for them, myself, or anybody else. This was an unprovoked verbal assault from this individual, the gentleman that's there. So that's the first thing I'd like to address, and that's the reason why I'm here. The second thing is they recently paved 111th Street from Laramie, beginning at 111th Street in Laramie to 115th Street. Since that pavement has occurred, there's been a high volume of traffic there. I think it'd be beneficial for the community to have speed bumps in place, even on a temporary basis, just to discourage that from becoming a main thoroughfare for that particular area. And I've noticed that to be the case ever since they recently paved that area, which is greatly appreciated, but I think it's being neglected by people maybe not from our community.
Okay.
The third thing I want to mention is Officer Forsyth. I've met him a number of times, maybe not in the best circumstances most times, but the last time I met him, he saved my life. He went in his pocket. I didn't feel real confident with the ambulance people that were there, and I had a specific situation, a medical condition they weren't familiar with, so I didn't feel comfortable going with them. And Officer Forsyth went in his pocket, he got his own money, and paid for my Uber to get in the hospital. I've since compensated him for it, and I've actually spoke with the police chief regarding his welfare of me. He didn't have to do that, so I think it should be recognized. I do appreciate that very much. The last thing, just a suggestion, this is the fourth and final thing, is the slot machines. Is there any way that you can throw an additional tax on the revenue on these slot machines, which are generating a tremendous amount of money, and use it for the benefit of the community? So I don't think anyone's going to lose on this. If there's any way you could propose some kind of legislation to get some additional revenue from these slot machines that are taking money from the community and using it for the resources of the community, I think it'd be beneficial for everybody.
On the last one, like you said, actually there was something a little over a year ago, it was like last October maybe, or September, because I remember I was at a conference at the time, but some of the towns across Illinois were proposing a penny a push to, tax to go on there. That's never been officially approved by the state of Illinois. Everything there is controlled by the state, and the villages have no say in it at all. But that hasn't been approved yet, and the board did weigh in on that. The problem with it is that penny a push put more pressure on the establishment that was there and stuff yet too, because you're taking, in other words, the government isn't just going to add money to it and stuff. You're actually taking money away from the establishment that you were trying to help. So the board elected not to take any action on that, and we just left things alone as they stood. We utilize those funds the best we can, in all aspects, as that goes into our general fund. But no, I appreciate you looking out for us yet too. And we always try to find unconventional revenue whenever we can. But at the same time, we're not creating any more gaming places either, unless you're bringing a real business with you. We don't want cafes and all that kind of stuff. We got enough that kind of thing yet too. So
maybe moving forward, you could have that established prior to anybody setting up an establishment that promotes that kind of thing, because they're making a tremendous amount of money. I can assure you. There's gas stations now that their sole revenue or their main revenue is being generated from those machines. So that being said, I'm pretty sure that you're going to be getting a lot more people willing to get into establishments promoting such a thing. And if you have something in place, it could potentially benefit the community.
And then, as far as, we appreciate your compliments about Officer Forsyth. That was very nice of him to do. He's a very good officer. He saved a baby's life a few years ago.
Saved mine.
For that. Really?
He saved my life. I'm telling you.
No,
I'm not kidding. This is the real deal.
No, he's a good man. And I tell you, our officers do a wonderful job. I tell you, when I first got elected, sir, Steve, this is back in like 2018. I was going down Cicero Avenue, and I saw one of our officers on the side of the road with the lights on, and he was getting a fellow out of the back seat of the car, and the guy went to put his arms around him, and I stopped in the middle of the street like, what's going on here? And it turned out, I talked to the officer later, he goes, kid ran out of gas, lived in Harvey. He took the kid to the gas station, bought him a can of gas, and the guy was thanking him. The body language didn't look right when I saw that, but our guys do a great job. They really do look after. But as far as the panhandling and whatnot, the chief's here this evening, and Lieutenant Gutowski, if you can speak with the gentleman about any of that, I appreciate it, guys, if you would.
We routinely offer services through the county. The county's been out a couple times to help us with people who are panhandling or homeless. They've been offering shelter, food, even Ubers. So we do the best we can with them as far as working with them to try and get them to a safe place and off the roadways. You know, everyone doesn't always take the help, so it's just kind of where we're at.
And saying we do already have an ordinance against it, don't we?
You do, and we can write tickets, but to people with no money, it's not really helping.
I know even over the weekend, my wife, you know, she's from Buenos Aires, but she speaks Spanish real well, and she's yelling at somebody at 127th and Cicero to pick up their garbage and get off the corner and everything, too, you know, like, all right, take it easy, you know, that kind of thing, you know, but...
Yeah, it's just, I mean, these people, the government's been providing resources for these people, so this is additional revenue. And if the government is already securing their interests, everything else seems to be surplus. I wouldn't say gluttonous or nothing like that, but the ordinances should be enforced. No matter what it is or what the circumstances are, I think that the ordinance should be enforced equally across the board. I mean, I just think there needs to be something done about it. At the very least, make it uncomfortable for them to be there. I do not want it to be a home base for these guys. It's encouraging. We got a number of illegal immigrants that are saturating this area. It's encouraging them to come to this community. Why do they not go in at Oak Lawn? Can you possibly talk to the Oak Lawn Police Department and find out what they do to discourage them from going to their community? Because they're not doing it in Oak Lawn. They're doing it in Alsip. So maybe you could they could give you the lead on how to approach this or whatever. But it's becoming a nuisance. And I mean, I'm verbally assaulted it was unprovoked. I mean, that is bad news. This could escalate real quickly. So we could de-escalate this before it becomes an issue. And I'd be gratefully appreciated for your efforts regarding that.
Thank you, Steve. And I'll talk to Public Works about the other, we actually ran out of speed bumps, so if there's anything available, I'll talk to Public Works.
Thanks, all of you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to talk to the board? Ma'am, please. Hi.
I'm just gonna, okay, what he just said, that's the reason that I'm here, is the panhandling, I call it / solicitation now. Not only are they panhandling, they're selling things. I've seen them on the corner of 123rd, 127th and Cicero, coming off the expressway, sitting there with children. They're going to get hit by cars, and then that car owner is going to get sued for being that child. They're selling Gatorade. They're selling water. Now the lady was selling clothes. I mean, it's gone from panhandling nuisance to now they're selling things. And like you said, they're ignorant, they're rude, they leave their garbage. Nobody's picking up the garbage. There is an ordinance in place. Understand, write them a citation. They're not going to pay it. However, maybe they'll have to appear in court, a village citation, and come up here, or shag them out and tell them the next time you come, we're going to arrest you. It is out of control. I don't come to a lot of board meetings. I'm coming here tonight because we're starting to look like 95th and the Dan Ryan, and it's disgusting. It's disgusting.
No, I appreciate your comments, and I'm seeing that same kind of thing which you folks are describing. I was just at the airport about a week ago, and somebody's organizing that. They're on every other corner coming down Cicero Avenue and stuff like that too.
Shag them out, move them along. It's not that it's not safe for a family to sit there with an umbrella. They have a cooler, they have food, they're eating, and then they're standing there on a sign by the expressway for people that are coming off the expressway. How in the heck are they even going to stop? If they try, they're going to have an accident because they're turning now onto 127. And like I said, they're not doing it themselves. They're bringing their families. They're bringing their children. That's endangerment to children as far as I'm concerned. And it's just not Alsip. It's Crestwood. It's Midlothian. I don't go to Oak Lawn very much. It's Walmart's parking lot. They're sitting out there with their signs, and if you walk, and that's not your jurisdiction, but if you don't look at them, they're hounding you, they're following you. It's getting very disruptive. And like I said, understandably, very hard to write a citation, but I do believe with the ordinance, if I was standing on the corner or whatever, I'd be told to move along. They need to be told to pick up their garbage, because that's a violation, and they need to move along.
especially with children. There are children out there, and that's my concern. When I see that, I just want to cringe that these children are sitting on mediums and street corners. It's terrible. It's terrible.
No, understood. I'm glad you folks came in tonight to share that with us yet,
Because
too.
I don't want to be sued if I hit one of them walking between me or running out, and then the kid runs to follow mom. You know, huh?
Or worse.
Yeah, something has to be done. And like I said, they're selling things now. Gatorade, water. If they have money for a cooler to sit out there and panhandle and sell products and popcorn and clothing, they don't need to be there to get money. There's government agencies that are taking care of them. So I just hope my tax dollars and our police department could start to shag them along, because our village is looking real shaggy.
Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much. Miss, if you would just so we can keep track of who we spoke with tonight.
And when one of those children gets hurt, they're not only going to sue me, they're going to sue the village, they're going to sue IDOT, they're going to sue whoever they can.
Thank you. Anybody else, folks? Okay. Thank you very much for your comments. That's it.
Just the Girardi rule of 500. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but I did not know this young lady. I appreciate her voice, and it's interesting that we have the same opinion on this right now. But the thing is that there's like some kind of weird mathematical rhythm that says when one person speaks, it's for the voice of another 1,000 people. So I want to just let you guys know this is a significant issue for me. I did not know this young lady, but I'm grateful that she said something.
Oh.
So this is becoming a pressing issue. I never came to a board meeting. I do not get politically involved. But this is becoming an issue. Please address this with all your resources that are available to you.
No, we appreciate it. I'll talk with the chief tomorrow, too. Thank you. All right, we'll go with the rest of our reports. We'll start with the standing committees, Finance and IT. Trustee McLaughlin.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I request for approval of a list of payroll dated June 28th, 2024, totaling $509,621.72. Next, I request for approval of a list of accounts payable dated July 1st of 2024. From the recap, General Fund, $223,647.97. Road and Bridge, $20,479.06. MFT, $53,382.26. Pulaski TIF, $13,795 even. Water and Sewer, $30,525.19. Sanitary Sewers, $7,576.48. Heritage Complexes, $91,520.22. And IPRF grant expense, $684.75, for a grand total all funds of $441,610.93. And then finally, I have a request for approval of a PTAB Property Tax Appeal Board filing that set the 2020, 2021, and 2022 property tax assessment at $287,893 annually for a 19,000 square foot building on a 43,000 square foot lot of property at 5656 West 120th Street in Alsip. Pursuant to the settlement discussions, the parties have agreed on a reduction for each year that comes out to a fair market value of $692,000 with an assessment of $173,000, while the petitioner had originally requested a $670,000 market value with an assessed value of $167,500. The high school district has already adopted this reassessment. And that's all I have under finance this evening, Mayor.
Very good. Thank you. Trustee Murphy, we still have item number 2 on your report.
Thank you, Mayor. The Alsip Fire Department would like to congratulate Administrative Assistant Daniel Toma for attending the Fire Service Executive Support certification for the Office of the State Fire Marshal. Danielle attended the Executive Support Personnel Program in the fall of 2023. A total of 96 hours of training was presented to better understand the many aspects of fire service. Topics included laws and state statutes related to the fire service, fire officer management, fire behavior, group dynamics, public education, fire prevention, technical communications, among other topics. Training also included donning protective equipment and entering live fire conditions and vehicle extraction. This class is hosted by the Illinois Fire Service Administrative Professionals and is held every 2 years. And that's all I have, sir.
Very good. Danielle, nice job. Was there a test after that? No, okay. Next we had the Police and Traffic Safety, Trustee Dalzell.
Nothing for this evening. Chief?
No, we're just working on a couple of projects. In the near future, we're going to have discussion on extension of the Fuses contract that I've been kind of talking with Trustee Dalzell about, as well as a job description for our body camera redaction program.
Okay.
So that's included in our new budget, but we're in the process of sorting those things out, and they'll be on the agenda in the next couple of weeks.
Chief and I met on that today for a little bit, so we'll talk more next week in committee and decide where to place that position and stuff then too. But it sounds like there's quite a bit of work there, and we're already using the body cams now, so there's going to be some redactions already taking place and stuff then too. So, okay.
That's all, Mayor. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll go to the Public Work and Boat Launch Committee.
No report tonight, Mayor.
All right. Sewer and Water, Trustee Nava-Esparza.
Thank you, Mayor. No report this evening.
Okay. Building, thank you. Building and Health, Trustee Peretta.
No report, Mayor.
All right. Thank you. Human Resource and Insurance, Trustee Murphy.
No report tonight, Mayor.
All right. Thank you. We're trying diligently, Trustee, but we haven't we only had those few applications for Water Commissioner, so we did revamp and re-advertise with the salary range that was approved last week. So we're hoping to see more applications real soon. I'll let you guys know when there does. Economic Development, Trustee Nava-Esparza.
No report, Mayor.
Okay. Thank you. Village Properties, Trustee McLaurin.
No report this evening, Mayor.
Okay. Thank you. Ordinance and Legislation, Trustee Peretta.
Thank you, Mayor. First, I have a request for approval of an ordinance of the Village of Alsip approving the renewal of Class 6B assessment status for the real estate located at 4855 West 115th Street, Alsip, Illinois, PIN numbers 2421405, 005, 0000, and PIN number 2421405, 006, 0000. Second, I have a request for approval of an ordinance authorizing an agreement of the Village of Alsip with 4855 West 115th Street, LLC, with respect to the property used by Taylor Candy located at 4855 West 115th Street, Alsip, Illinois, PIN numbers 2421405, 005, 0000, and PIN number 2421405, 006, 0000. And finally, I have a request for an approval of an ordinance granting fiscal year 25 salary increases and establishing compensation for certain non-union employees and appointed officers of the Village of Alsip, Cook County, Illinois. And that's all I have, sir.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, I had a trustee ask if we could pull letter G from the agenda for a short recess to close session before we vote on that, okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Next, Planning and Zoning and Licenses Committee.
No report this evening, Mayor.
Okay, thank you. Did anybody have any presentations, petitions, or communications they want to share? None? Then can I get, did anyone want to remove anything else from the consent agenda?
Letter G is already removed.
Yeah, we're going to have a short recess and closed session. Can I get a motion then to establish the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call number 1 to establish consent agenda, Trustee Dalzell.
Yes.
Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McLaughlin.
Yes.
Trustee Murphy.
Yes.
Trustee Nava-Esparza.
Yes.
Trustee Peretta.
Yes.
Motion carries to establish consent agenda.
Thank you. Can I get a motion then to approve the consent agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
All right, item E, approval of an ordinance of the Village of Alsip approving the renewal of Class 6B assessment status for the real estate located at 4855 West 115th Street, Alsip, Illinois. Will now be known as Ordinance 2024-07-1. Item F, approval of an ordinance authorizing an agreement of the Village of Alsip with 4855 West 115th Street LLC with respect to the property used by Taylor Candy located at 4855 West 115th Street, Alsip, will now be known as Ordinance 2024-07-2. Roll call number 2 to approve consent agenda. Trustee Dalzell?
Yes.
Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McGlawhorn?
Yes.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee Navas-Barza?
Yes.
Trustee Peretta?
Yes.
Motion carries to approve consent agenda.
Thank you. Did anyone have any unfinished business they want to discuss? Any new business? I need to ask that we go into a closed session to discuss the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of specific employees of the public body or legal counsel for the public body, including hearing testimony on a complaint lodged against an employee of the public body or against legal counsel for the public body to determine its validity. That's pursuant to 5 ILCS 120/2, Chapter 1. Can I get a motion and a second to do such?
Motion to recess to executive session.
Second.
Roll call number 3 to recess to closed session. Trustee Dalzell?
Yes.
Trustee Juarez Mendoza is absent. Trustee McGlawhorn?
Yes.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee Navas-Barza?
Yes.
Trustee Peretta?
Yes.
Motion carries to recess to closed session.
Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to recess to a short closed session. We'll come back here and vote on this final item. But that's all the business that we're going to conduct for this evening. Thank you for joining us tonight. And the time now is 8:07 that we're going to recess to closed session. All right, we're back in session. The time now is 8:30 p.m. And can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you. The time now is 8:31 p.m. And enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you.
Thank you.